it's Teresa here, and my definite pleasure to speak with our special guest today. He's a songwriter, actor, all-around entertainer, Ricki Derek from Dallas, Texas. Hey, Ricki. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Hi, y'all.
I love it.
Great to be here.
You are such a busy, busy man. What do you have going on right now?
I'm working on a new album, but it's mastered. I just wanted to get through the holidays, and my Christmas shows are such a big deal that I didn't want to, spread out the info too thin.
Do you have a release date for that? Or
yeah, I would hope it'd be by April. Like, all I have to do is submit the art and then the turnaround. I'm going to do some vinyl, but I would say, having it out there probably prior to that. But once New Year's, I do my New Year's Eve show, I'll get after it, and nothing's in the way except the final photograph, which I've got a guy here that's going to do. So if it wasn't for the vinyl release, I'd probably be pretty close to done, but I want to do some vinyl. I never have, as with this kind of stuff.
Vinyl is so awesome. You just say those words and I see music lovers, their eyes light up. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and people are, even if they don't have a player, they like the bigness of it and the artwork and all that stuff, So,
yeah, exactly. Holding it in your hand and reading the liner notes, and yes.
I'm looking forward to that. It's called Reprised, and it's just me doing like some covers that I kind of dug from, one from the 70s and a couple from the 80s, a couple from the 90s, and just a small band vibe. So it's real, I wouldn't say chill. We do some different stuff on it, but I'm looking forward to it because, I've been doing the mostly standard type stuff, and then with my big band album, I threw in a couple of covers, and I really had a good time. They're all covers basically, but pop covers instead of covers of stuff from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I was really happy with it. It's very clean and studio sound, which I wanted, because the big band stuff I always did like they did back in the day, where we just did a pass, and if somebody screwed up, you started over. And this one was more of a studio take on it. So
I love your voice and your style, and I have to ask you. You own a business. Would you refer to it as a lounge, or is it a restaurant, or is it a bar, or is it all of that?
Well, I have two scenarios that I'm involved in now, and one that's been the longest one was we've been for 16 years in a Fort Worth called Scat Jazz Lounge, and that is truly just a lounge. It's a booze and live entertainment, very old school, tip of the hat to, what you would envision. You think of a jazz club, you think, oh, wow, it's going to be cool and swanky, but a lot of them are crappy, they're they have great bands, but, they're old and the paint's peeling and all that. And this one is a little more like what you envision. It's very, it's really cool, and it's centered around the stage instead of, having a band in the corner and just having it as an afterthought.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, yeah, we've got kind of an iconic, cool, you go down an alley and down an elevator, and it spits you out into the club. So it's, speakeasy without being like trendy, and, it's just literally what it is. And it's been a lot of fun. The only, hard deal is it is in Fort Worth and I'm in Dallas. So
yeah.
After 16 years of back and forth, it's tough. And then the other place is called The Heights, and it's just like a little shotgun style restaurant, just comfort food and good cocktails. And it's just a neighborhood joint that I wanted to do something kind of close to where I live and something that I would dig. And with my brother, used to live in Manhattan and stuff, so I got to see all the cool little tiny places, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. So that one's been around for about 6 to 7 years now, I think.
Okay.
And I am not a cook, so I just kind of shake people's hands, and I'll pick up a plate or something if I'm in there if I need to, but more of being a partner involved in that too.
I have to say, though, I've seen your commercials that you do for these places, and I love them. So you do a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of like I try to be more of the sizzle, and the steak is more of the chef and the other stuff. So the relationship of sizzle and steak is that's what I do. And I just enjoy having fun, which is, even when I'm singing, I like to have a sense of humor about stuff. So
that's part of the charm. I love that. How will people be able to find you and hear your songs? Go ahead and let us know. Is there a website, Spotify, YouTube, all that?
Yeah, I do. I have a website, just rickiderek.com, RICKIDEREK. It's not fancy. It's got a couple of clips from YouTube of me with the big band, and then a couple of small band-produced things where it's performing in a nightclub. but it's canned. It's not. There's not an audience there. It's just set up to show that. But anyway, yes. And then I'm on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. I've been with live gigs. I haven't really released a ton of stuff, but now that I've kind of found my place, I feel like I'll be doing more of that. Like I told you, I got something coming up, and I'd like to go back in and do another big band album and all that. So
I have to say, too, I was so excited. In fact, it was a Christmas present for my mom, but she was at her house and I was at my house doing. We got to be a part of your virtual audience for one of your Christmas shows. It was so cool because, we were up here in Detroit watching it online, feeling like we're there. Do you foresee more of that happening where you can sell tickets that way, too? Because I understand you're selling out your shows in person.
Yeah. Well, I really liked doing that. The one we did, the Christmas one, was virtual and there was no audience. It was pretty live. But so mixing of the two interests me a lot, just because the energy.
Yeah.
So I would say never, and I certainly enjoy that. And boy, it became a way of life during COVID. I mean, my friend and pianist Brad Williams and I did a thing from his house on a weekly basis. And for a while there, I thought, man, this beats all. We were making some decent bread and we were having fun and being original. And then it just, the audience got kind of pulled to and from. And, it wasn't crazy produced. It was just he and I. So there wasn't a lot of glitz to it. But I do like doing that. And it was a lot of fun. A little stressful because I don't do that much. But yes, I would love to do that and expand my audience. It's always cool to get like somebody from Norway or something saying, I really like your album or something, things like that make me feel really good because I live in this sort of, gig at a time life,
Yes, it's just amazing how we can be all over the world and still connected. I love that.
Yeah.
For our friends in the Dallas area, what is your upcoming calendar looking like? I bet it's jam-packed, but are there still tickets available for your appearances?
I have one show that I added due to the sort of overwhelming response to the Christmas shows this year, and it is coming up 21st of December. There is a new place that opened by the Toyota Music Factory here in an area called Irving, Las Colinas, and I am doing my Christmas show at this place. It sort of describes itself as kind of, I don't know if supper club's the right word, but, dining, and there's a stage where things happen, and there's kind of a lean towards that. Other than that, all my December stuff is sold out, and my New Year's gig is sold out.
Wow.
Then you turn the page to January, and I have I'll be playing at the place I talked about, Scat Jazz Lounge, on the 26th of January, and the 20th in a place called the Paris Community Theater in Paris, Texas, on the 20th of January.
I'm imagining people can also go to rickiderek.com and see as things get added there too, right?
Of course, whenever they really become legit, I'll stick them on there. If it's hearsay, I wait. But yes. Okay. So anytime on the website, and it's spelled, as you know, it's spelled a little funky, RICKIDEREK. But I guess if you Google it and mess it up, it'll still shoot you somewhere.
It'll get you there.
I'm out there, and I'm trying to kind of keep the torch lit for all the great entertainers that I'm inspired by, and it makes me happy to sort of cross-pollinate with different generations of how great this music was, especially when it's swinging and people are having a good time on stage. It makes people watching have a good time, and that's sort of my deal. It's just the whole aspect of it. And if I surround myself with top-notch musicians playing the best music ever written, that's pretty hard to lose. And it's been a great ride, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm going to do it till I fall over in my whiskey on stage.
Fall over in that whiskey glass. Well, long live your inspiration, my friend. Merry Christmas, and thank you again, Ricki Derek, for spending time with us today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. It was great, and thank you so much for having me.